Okay, so here we're looking at an 8th grade unit, an 8th grade lesson on the Pythagorean Theorem and how we can apply the Pythagorean Theorem to find a missing side length of a right triangle. So in order to understand the Pythagorean Theorem, we have to know what are the side lengths of a right triangle. Well, always across from the right angle in a right triangle, that's always our hypotenuse. And the other two sides, those are called our legs. All right, and now the Pythagorean Theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. All right, this applies to the hypotenuse, leg, and leg. We apply this idea to the hypotenuse side, to the leg side, to the other leg side, with a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So always the hypotenuse is our c. Our legs can be ab, or they can be ba. Doesn't matter because we're adding them. Is not going to matter. Okay, what leg we choose is A and what leg we choose is B. So let me leave the Pythagorean theorem up, and here we go. How can we use the Pythagorean theorem to find an unknown side length of a right triangle? Okay, well, we know we're going to be using Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Got to memorize it, got to know it by heart. All right, now the next thing we have to do is identify what is our A, what is our B, what is our C. Well, we know that the side always across from our right angle in a right triangle, this is our C, that's our hypotenuse. And we know that this side is either AB or this side is AB. All right, for this example, I'm saying 12 is A and 9 is B. And we're going to go now apply these numerical values to the formula. So A, we know A is 12. We're going to square it, plus B, 9 squared equals our C. That's our unknown side. That's the side we're trying to find. So now we just keep going along. We're going to square 12. We get 144. Plus 9 squared, we're going to get 81 equals C squared. Okay, going along. 144 plus 81, we get 225 equals C squared. Okay, now this is the tricky part in the Pythagorean theorem because of this right here. We're squaring something. We want to get C by itself. So in order to undo a square, we must take the square root, and that will cancel out the square. So whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Now, because we canceled out the square, we are left with C remaining, C left over, and square root of 225 is 15. So using the Pythagorean theorem, we found that the hypotenuse here, side C, is 15. Okay? Now, moving on to another example that we're going to see. Okay? What happens when we're given a right triangle, okay, but we're told the hypotenuse. We're told that this side is C. Well, same thing. We still identify A, still identify B, okay, and we're going to be using the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now, it's important to note that we can use the Pythagorean theorem because we're dealing with a right triangle. Okay, we're dealing with a right triangle. We know that by this symbol here. Okay, now we're just going to substitute in our numerical values. A, we know is 5. Square it. Plus B, we don't know the value of it, but we still need to account for it, equals C squared, which is 13 squared. So 5 squared is 25, plus B squared equals 13 squared, which is 169. Okay, now to get B squared by itself, we got to subtract 25 from both sides, and we're left with B squared equals 144. Again, here we are. We have a square. We have to undo the square, so we're going to take the square root of both sides. Square will cancel out. We're left with B equals square root of 144 is 12. So we just found our missing side length. B is 12. Okay? Now, it's important to note that we have here a 5, 12, 13 right triangle. This is also referred to as a Pythagorean triple. I hope this helped. Have a good day.